We are almost done with our back to homeschool planning series. We have this week, and then next week is our last one. And both this week and next week, we really just have one main task set for you. So, a little update on myself from the past week's tasks. And I guess before I do that, let me introduce the topic. If you are new to this series, I've been doing a back to homeschool planning series made easy, where we take big tasks and break them down into smaller ones to progress us along. Each one, not very long, divided up over the summer, makes it pretty easy to get started. I should also add that we're not just focusing on planning as in what day we'll do math and schedule, that kind of stuff. In fact, I'm not really even focusing much on that. I'm really focusing on kind of the broader topics and preparing your home as well. Because for me, that has a huge impact on how our homeschool year goes. So anyway, back to me. My big tasks this past week were one, making up some spice mixtures, and then planning out some times that I can make some meals to double sauces to freeze. Because that was one of our tasks last week, was taking a look into the kitchen of what things, do you make a lot of tacos, and so you can make a big batch of taco seasoning, or those kind of things that will help your dinner life, lunch life go a little smoother in the fall. So I did get a bunch of those done, and then I got some meals planned to make things like extra spaghetti sauce and that sort of thing. The other big one was to get some books ready for our school year. I ordered several used books this year, which I don't usually do, because I don't usually buy books, or very many. But we have a couple things that we're going to be using throughout the year. And so I wanted to go ahead and bite the bullet, get them ordered now, and that gave me time to look for them, to find a good price from them. I used the website called Add All for that. I will have a link down in the down bar to my blog post from last week, where I shared the different places that I use to shop for books. So I got several of those ordered, and then other ones that I don't need for long term. I started developing my list on my library. My library, and I know this is true for other libraries as well, but you'll have to check if it's one for yours or not. But when I go into my library, you can put books on hold, but then suspend the pickup date or the hold date, so that if you know you're going to need it in January, you can put it on hold now on the list, but suspend it until then, and so then it'll come up for hold for them to process. So if it's coming from another library, you want to make sure and backdate it a couple of weeks. But if it's just from your same library, you can just set the date that you'll need it, and then it'll automatically come up on the holds list. Didn't know how to say that. The suspend would be released. So I started working on those. I do need to do a lot more, but progress, not perfection. Mom life tasks. We are going to take a look at the ones that we have done, or more accurately, supposed to have done. Pick one or two that you have not completed. Preferably pick ones that will make the biggest impact on your home. If you just want to pick some and just to have them done, that's fine too. But go ahead and pick out one or two that you can complete this coming week. Okay? We are not doing separate curriculum and miscellaneous tasks this week. We're combining all of that because it's going to be a little bit longer. We are going to take a look at all the techie stuff. And you're going to need to download it, because there are more tasks on there than I'm going to be able to list off here. The video would be forever if I did that. But we're going to grab that list and mark off as many of them as you can this week, with the idea that an ounce of prevention goes a long way. Because I'm sure many of you have had the experience where your kids are signed up for an online class, and then 30 seconds before, they realize it's been logged out for whatever reason, and they don't know how to get back into it. Or you need to print something only to find that you don't have any printer ink. or your charging cord has frayed and you can't charge a device now. Whatever. We've all done those things. The list will be down below, and you can grab whichever one that works better for you. And that's what we're going to work on this week. Next week, I will see you back for our last set of tasks.